right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to face the east. We're going to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayah Shadabadah, the house of David. This is Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as your speckled birds whose father's line goes back. You are the true children of Israel. All right, salvation belongeth unto you and you alone, first and foremost, for the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel. Then the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the testament. All right, it is the true name of Yahweh, which means He is, He to be, He exists. All right, is the Most High. All right, He is the one that provided salvation unto the nation of Israel through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Which means He saves, He delivers, He is salvation. All right, and that's the name of the only begotten Son. Hashem in the name, Hakwadash, Holy Spirit, or Spirit Holy, which you must have to believe upon this testimony. All right, to receive salvation in this coming days, in this time. As you see, everything is amping up. DJ Trump just said what? He said that 2 weeks is BS. All right? That 2 weeks is BS. I'm going to go ahead and get active right now. All right? So that's what, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai has deemed this devil necessary to do. All right? To get active at the appropriate time that he deemed necessary. All right? For you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. Once again, you are the true children of Israel. 2/3 of the nation of Israel on the shores of Babylon the Great, aka Sodom and Gomorrah, aka Egypt, aka Rome 2.0, will be canceled and will be deleted.
Yeah, because this is Jacob's trouble.
Right, for the disobedience that they have shown unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai's word, all right, unto his nation even, all right, but not having
the fear.
Not having the fear. Yeah. All right, you got it.
God, I'm gonna start at verse 5, Bob. Actually, I'm gonna start at verse 4. Got it right. This Jeremiah 30:4 says, "In these words that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai spoke concerning Israel and concerning Judah, for this said Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace."
Right, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear, and not of peace. All right. Here it is. All these nations are ready and gearing up for you, Israel. All right? These heathen nations, 2/3 of your own nation, are gearing up. Why? Because the disrespect and disobedience you have shown unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
All right? He said judgment shall start in his house first. All right? That's why he's having this judgment come to Jacob. Judgment is going to meet him at the front door.
Yeah.
Okay? There's not going to be any escape for anyone, but especially for you, Jake. Especially for you. All right? That ass whooping is coming to you first. All right, so start expecting your final destination moments. All right, stuff that you really don't see that often is going to become somewhat common. All right, it's not going to be common in your eyes. All right, but nevertheless, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to instill mass fear.
He said trembling.
Right.
Trembling. You know what trembling is? You know where you're going to be? That state of mind. All right, the type of terrors he's going to put up on you. I haven't even seen Final Destination yet, but I can't wait to see it. All right? Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai got so many ways to jack y'all up. It's ridiculous. All right? And you keep playing with them, not having fear. All right? You the same damn spirits. Was it Barbarius? Give us Barabbas. Give us him. That's you niggas, man. And Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man, he's turning up, man. He's turning up.
Right. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai said, I shall make all unrevealed. All right. So here it is. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is not only opening up to his word to his servants, the prophets. All right. Starting with the Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramlah, Apostle Rakah, the elders and the bishops, and the men that teach 100% doctrine. All right. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is making these mysteries made unknown to you. All right. For you to go and tell the people. And telling the people that, hey, it's high time to wait. All right? Mass casualties, events, all right?
Let the bodies hit the flow.
Right, mass events, planned and unplanned events, hey, are gonna start happening, all right? Because this devil, hey, know ye have but a little time. You got it.
Verse 6, ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I say, every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces turn into paleness.
Right, all these faces turn into a paleness. All right, as a woman, hey, who's about to bring forth, to deliver the baby. All right, hey, this pregnancy right here has been a long time coming. All right, but a short time in the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, but a long time for you, Jake. All right, hey, and we are at the point of no return.
Birth.
All right, hey, it has been dilated. It was dilated 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters.
It's at 89 seconds now.
3 centimeters.
Yep.
All right. Now, how much more? All right, it gradually increases.
Yeah, that is also parabolic too, because as a woman, is about to give birth, with the contractions get, shorter and shorter in between. So those pains that she feels, is they increase, and they get, shorter and shorter in between. So, how about I try to say he will shorten the days for the love's sake. These the trials that we gotta get through, that tribulation that we're gonna face, that test, we're gonna see more and more, as brother said, events or trials, come quicker. Quicker and faster till the coming of Yahweh Shai.
Jeremiah 30:7 says, at last, for that day is great, so that is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Right, this is the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, but even though it's Jacob's trouble, hey, the world has to deal with it. Okay, because Jacob is scattered as the sand of the sea throughout all these nations. All right, so Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to send the angels through with the fine-tooth comb to find his elect. But in the midst of finding, hey, his chosen and his elect of the first fruits, he's going to weed out those 2/3 as well. They are going to get their ass whooping and then go back to the spiritual world where they're going to get cleansing, hey, and get everything right. All right, till they are brought forth and called forth, till they're called forth unto heaven. All right, because reincarnation is scriptural. All right, so in the heavens, yes, the Israelites will be fruitful and they will multiply. All right. All right. So here it is that you have to understand that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai once again, hey, said this time would be a time like no other. All right, in Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, and we are fastly approaching where you are once again going to start to see more things than you have ever thought that you would see.
You gotta understand, Esau Edom he's a mad scientist, man. He been spicing up some shit for you, creating some things for you. All right, all type of goddamn terrors is gonna come out here, man. All right, there's a lot of things you about to see. You guys, you're playing with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know him as Al-Shadia, demon-like powers. He's going to really show out. He's gonna pop out and show niggas.
Right.
That's the worldly saying you guys like to use. All right. Oh, he gonna pop out. All right. He gonna come like a thief in the night on your ass. The people's champ, who people, the elect of Israel.
Right. You gotta bring it. It's all good.
This is Matthew 24:6. Says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Hey, you said you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right. Hey, these wars that the wars that you were hearing about are now showing themselves more often. All right. It's not just hearing. Now you're seeing.
Yeah.
All right. You're seeing and you're hearing. All right. In real time.
Real time.
This is how you're getting your updates. All right. Hey, they try to shut down the internet everywhere.
Yep.
All right. But lo and behold, somebody's always got a receipt. His technology was a blessing and a curse unto him. All right? This is exactly what this devil is doing. this devil is getting ready and gearing up. All right, because the wars and rumors of wars that you heard have now been confirmed. So how much more of the uprising of the people? All right.
That gets into the next scripture. You know, verse 7, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places."
Right, here it is, mid-July. All right, keep on watching. Mid-July, you're gonna start seeing, things increasing more in price, more than they are right now. All right, hey, gas is about to skyrocket. Oil is about to skyrocket. All right, they're talking about cutting off the straits of Hormuz either now.
Straits of Hamas.
The water. Hamas, either right now or in a short time period. All right. All these nations have already been stating and saying this. If this thing escalate, it's going to be bad for the world economy. All right.
That's this leads into Jacob's trouble, because as it says in the 8th verse, it says all these are the beginning of sorrows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why in the previous verse, Yahweh Shai, was prophesying that the end is not yet.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go through all these things.
Yep. Hey, and
before those nukes drop. Before his return.
Right. Hey, it's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Hey, using gradualism, but also shortening the days at the very same time. It's a hop, skip, and a jump. All right. Everybody's in a sorrowful case now. How much more when it's time to be at the end of sorrows and now into Jacob's trouble? You see, it's like the transition point. All right. It gives you a indication, a marker to say, look, here it is coming up. All right.
Yeah. And a big thing, it's gonna come here. What was being done in these other places, it's gonna come to America, Babylon the Great. All right, that's gonna pretty much kick off Jacob's trouble. This is like a marker.
Precursor.
As it says in 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, measure times diligently. This is like a big play that happened yesterday. With those 3 nuke sites that got decimated.
Yep.
And now you can see that the plot of a T attack can be easily done, and it actually has been told by the Iranian government that they're gonna actually that nobody in America is safe, civilian, it don't matter.
Right.
For them, it's all a green light.
Right.
So as I said in Isaiah 6 chapter, be not troubled, because these things are coming.
Right.
These unforeseeable events or things that you would have thought never would have happened here, right? Because in the people's eyes, America government hasn't, and the army hasn't, covered.
Right.
But they don't, and they're actually, part of the problem that's going to bring, these events here.
Right.
Because some are planned, some are, orchestrated from these other entities, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's all going to go into the same play, which is throwing up this new world order.
Right. Hey, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai deemed it necessary. All right, he deemed it necessary for the villain, to have his time. All right, and the villain's having his time. Now we're getting to the climax of the story. All right, where the money shots, as they like to call them. All right, the final fight scenes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The best scene.
The bringing up and pulling down. Yeah. All right.
The expense. Right?
The suspense that it has been, and now this is where the budget was spent. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai spent the budget here at these final moments.
Yeah, and so Trump's threats and talks about how he was saying that if y'all retaliate, something bigger is gonna happen.
Yep.
But you know, pretty much the talks is that Iran don't care about. You know, they ready to get back in, you know, to get back. Actually, right after they this morning they actually dropped. You know, I saw something that like 200 civilians out in Israel got hit.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
So not immediately after, but there was no, you know, pretty much calls from. Now they haven't directly interacted with U.S. military, as far as to my knowledge is recently retaliated against them.
Right.
But that's short and soon to come.
Right. Hey, because they already said, hey man, hey, this is no longer going down. We're no longer, hey, gonna enter an agreement that keeps us from enrichment. All right, to enrich their uranium. All right. They said no more. No more will we take any sanction that you're telling us, and you continue to be the devil that you are. All right, it's not favorable for us. All right, this is Yahweh Shem Yahushai allowing the weak to say that they are strong.
Yeah.
All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai has this thing unfolding perfectly.
Yep.
All right, you got it.
At the break of Jeremiah 30:7 says, but he shall be saved out of it.
Right, he shall be saved out of it. Who will be saved out of it? Jacob, the elect, all right, of the nation of Israel. Starting with the 144,000 elect men, then the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the testimony, full-heartedly, believe in the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Hence where your salvation and your deliverance comes from, all right? The blessing, the curses, and everything comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But you are blessed with salvation if you be of the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? Pick up Isaiah.
This is Isaiah.
14.
Oh, you want 14? 14 point. You want 5 and 22.
Oh, I'm sorry.
5 and 22.
Yeah.
It's Isaiah 5 and 26. Isaiah 5 and 26, it says, and he shall lift up an ensign to the nations from far, and he will hiss unto them from the end of the earth, and behold, they shall come with speed swiftly.
Right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai said he's going to lift up an ensign, a sign. All right? Hey, this is talking about those cruise missiles that they got. All right? This is talking about, hey, those I forget what the Palestine, what do they call it? Damn, I just had the name. But basically the Palestine missiles, hey, those hypersonic missiles, hey, are starting
Speed something. Yeah.
Hypersonic missiles, hey, ballistic missiles shooting over. All right, how much more when it comes down time to let that nuke go? All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to allow, hey, destruction and cancellation, deletion, and famine across this earth. Pestilence in the whole 9 yards. There's not going to be any escape from anything.
Because America has to turn into look like the other nations, a third world country, man.
America has to break down.
Yeah.
All right? America has to be broken down to pieces. All right? The devastation of these people out here that, hey, they think it's so good and so nice and can never be touched. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to show them otherwise. All right? That this place, hey, is going to be humbled and is going to be brought low. Yeah. Ultimately to its demise and its destruction. Fully. All right? As Apostle Gabar says, hey, there won't be one bottle cap left. You're not going to see a Coca-Cola bottle cap anywhere. You're not going to see any of this concrete.
You don't see nothing.
All right? It's going to be a vast desert wasteland for a memorial.
Uncleanness.
All right?
None shall be weary nor stumble, Salaki, among them. None shall slender nor sleep. Neither shall the girdle of their loins be loose, nor the latch of their shoes be broken.
Right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to allow these. He's going to allow these missiles to hit their targets exactly.
Right on.
All right. Spot. It's not going to be like, oh man, we messed up. Hey, we shot them the wrong direction. No. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is directing them exactly where they need to go.
I mean, you got a glimpse of it when you saw Iran shooting their dummies, and then they shot the real thing on the thing. Boom. Yep. They hit exactly where they wanted to hit, just like that. Videos of people. So he's showing you examples, Salaki. He's showing you examples.
Yahweh Shemi Shai is allowing all this to start finally making headline news. All right? Yahweh Shemi Shai is the one controlling the real algorithm of life. Okay?
It's like, and then you think about it, what month this is, and then you think about where is it happening at. You know?
Where all this devil's pride lies. Okay?
28. Was arrows are sharp and their bows bent, their horse hoofs shall be counted like flint, and their wheels like a whirlwind.
Right, hey, because this thing will not miss its mark once again. All right, that fire, that destruction. All right, hey, it's coming as a whirlwind. All right, hey, the chariots are going to come as a whirlwind, because you're forgetting. People forget.
Yep.
At the same token, same time, the chariots are still getting busy.
You know what's crazy? They caught it on CSN. Chariots. They seen it. So it's happening in real time, right now.
All right. Hey, you can't. What is it? It was like 3 years back, where I think it was like Iran or Iraq or whatever they were shooting. It was just.
It was playing with
It was playing with them.
Playing.
The red one and the green one. Hey, going back. All right. Yahweh Shemi Shai is allowing these things to be seen and allowing this stuff to happen. All right. So you have no more plausible deniability. Okay. You can't say that the prophets weren't out on the highways and byways, calling and crying out unto you. All right, telling you Israelites to repent. All right, call on the true name of Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right. Stop trimming your ways to seek love of this world. Seek the love of the Father. All right. Seek how to make the Father and the only begotten Son happy.
Nah, they like lust. They want it now. They don't want the later.
You keep the now. All right, and now you will be destroyed by Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, and your ass will come back later. All right, you'll come back through the loins of the elect. Lord willing, we be of that number.
God, I don't want to rock you.
All right, all your falsehoods that you've been teaching and everything is starting to come up. All right, you can no longer get away with the deceit and lies that you have told the children of Israel without any fucking receipts. All right. Yahweh Shemi Shai is providing the receipts for the men of Yahweh Shemi Shai to call and pull you devils down. All right, to hasten the day. This is why this system is hurting, because Yahweh Shemi Shai is done. All right, he's done.
He lifted up your skirt. He's revealing who you are, Esau, Edom. All right, there's nowhere to hide to, baby. There's nowhere to run. Damn right. Everybody's seeing the devil what you is, and even China's coming against him.
Right. Hey, China's trying to hold the peace talks right now. All right. But hey, basically, they already said
You're
you done fucked
criminal.
up.
You're a criminal.
All right. Both of you, Israel and America have messed up.
Yep.
That's what Xi Jinping's saying. That's what Putin's saying. All right. That's what the supreme leader is saying. Hey, you have messed up. All right, King Jong-un. All right, you know they itching.
Oh yeah.
They waiting. But you're a house divided. All right? That's why Yahweh Shemi Shai is continue your downfall to be massive and catastrophic. Catastrophic in the eyes of your followers.
The greatest falls of falls.
All right? You got it.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, starting at verse 23. It says, "Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked." 24. "The fierce anger of the Lord shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it."
Yeah, and who's that coming by? All right, that's coming by the ways of Yahweh Shai. All right, being the word of Yahweh. All right, hey, bringing, the Alahayim. So the Alahayim with Yahweh Shai are going to bring what? Torment, destruction. All right, famine. All right, all this is our scourges of amendment for the nation of Israel. You have to go through all of these certain things. And if you haven't been practicing and rehearsing the righteous acts, hey, you're not gonna have the ability. you're not going to have the ability to call on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right? He said, practice and rehearse the righteous acts. That not only means, hey, do what I tell you to do to the best of your ability, but call on my name. All right? Call on my name.
Well, it goes all the way back to, Jeremiah 37 says, but he be saved out of it. That Proverbs 18 and 10, right? We run to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai knowing that, he's our defense, right? Wouldn't you want to be protected by someone who's about to bring a very righteous ass kicking? Wouldn't you want to be protected from the person who's bringing that ass kicking? Sound like I said it twice.
All right? Hey, because he's calling out to his elect. All right? He's giving you yet an opportunity. But the options and opportunity are running out. Your options to find the word here, the options to find the word there are running very thin. All right? Running very thin. You are running out of time. All right? No man knoweth the day or time, but you are running out of time. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. This is not going to be a good case. All right? You got one more on that, Darash?
No.
Okay. All right? Hey, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not messing with anyone. Here and now. All right? Here and now, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is about to turn out and turn up. Right?
So Isaiah 13 and 15, it says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Right. Everybody who is joined unto Babylon the Great, a.k.a. Sodom and Gomorrah, a.k.a. Egypt, a.k.a. Rome 2.0, all right? Whether it just be someone who agrees with the philosophy of America, agrees with the torment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's people to keep them in a low case. Hey, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to pass judgment on you. Read that again.
It's Isaiah 13 and 15 again. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Right, because you agreed with this devil and you wanted to join hand in hand with this devil. All right? All those who really want to join hand in hand, why? How could you say that? Why? Because they're creating one fucking world economy. All right? They want one world economy, so obviously they're all joining fucking hands together.
Yeah.
Okay, does that not make sense? How is it that you're gonna battle each other, go to war with each other, and then have one world economy? All right, they are thinning the herd. And it's especially of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. All right, you don't know who you are, but they know exactly who you are. They have the receipts on you. All right, they've been tracking you for ages. All right,
With the Russian icons.
they're tracking the seed line of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. This is nothing but another part of a movie. This is the plot in the movie. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is about to reveal the plot unto everybody. Hey, because you heard it, you can't see it, so you don't believe it. You heard it, you hear about it. It's continuously still talked about. But you yet still can't believe it. No. Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
It's just
Not
nobody,
in my time.
not in my time, but
Not in my
nobody
time.
wants that type of destruction. Ain't nobody gonna make no money. Ain't nobody gonna be able to move. They don't give a shit. They're the ones that control the markets.
So they getting ready to flip the whole money system. So why would they be afraid to destroy it?
Right.
You know.
They already got the new money in place.
Right. I got a free. It said you was done already. That's good.
Yeah, but I got 16. I mean, shit. You actually.
Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 25. It says, I will show forth doctrine and weight and declare his knowledge exactly. The works of the Lord are done in judgment from the beginning. And from the time he made them, he disposed the parts thereof. So, the Lord is making everything, come forth. He said he's going to show doctrine. What's the main thing? The emphasis of our doctrine is prophecy.
Yeah, right.
Repentance, salvation, but the testimony of Yahushua, all right, which goes into Yahushua being the actual word, is prophecy.
Right.
All right, the Spirit is prophecy. So his prophecy, his judgments are going to be declared in exact way.
Yep.
So what they truly are, you're going to truly see, happening right before your eyes. There's no, there was no, only the adding that came onto this word was by false prophecy. So not anything more than what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai ordained is going to happen, and nothing less.
Right.
And he said this world is going to go out in spectacular fashion. Just as Trump said that hit was a spectacular success.
Right.
All right, well, bigger things are coming to America.
Hey, look, this devil has the ability to fool many, but not all. All right? Through this just weight, Yahweh Shem Shai says an unjust weight is an abomination unto him. All right? So when judgment goes out, it's not through, you've had mercy and grace. It was Yahweh Shem Shai's mercy and grace that you didn't have to see so many bodies in the street for the atrocities that they have committed unto Yahweh Shem Shai's name, his image, all right, his people. That's part of grace and mercy, that you people don't have to do that yet. But the grace and mercy is failing, because as it falls, for the world, that Yahweh Shem Shai, what did he say? We would have healed Babylon. All right? That was mercy and grace that was still allotted. All right?
Yeah, for the time being. And that, that's only for the preservation of the saints.
God.
That window of opportunity that the Lord gave you, that was the time to repent. And the upcoming times, it's going to be too late to repent.
And that's exactly. The brother is hitting the head on the nail. All right?
What's that? Sirach 18 chapter. Get that real quick. Before we move on. So this is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 18 and 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy. So before the calamity, right? Not during. Now you don't want to be trying to repent. As the missile hit, you see the tempest coming. All right. You gotta, put it in action ahead of time. Faith is being able to have without being able to see it.
Right.
The evidence of the unseen.
Have a vision.
Huh?
Like have a vision.
Yeah, believing in the unseen. Because the evidence of the unseen. Our evidence is hey, yeah, as brother said, the vision. All right, but the eyesight. See, to really tap into prophecy, believe it.
Yep.
But look, he did. Trump, blew up them 3 sites, and then today you got the NBA Finals.
Right.
The Brandon Circus still active. Sorcery is still out there to delude, and try to, swerve the truth.
Right. Swerve the minds of the people. Rock them back to sleep. All right? Stay asleep.
Because,
Stay asleep.
Somebody gonna drop 40 today. Have a little buzzer beater, everybody gonna forget.
Hey, why did it go from, it went all 7 games, right? This is game 7.
The last game was crazy today. OKC ain't never played that bad the whole season.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden.
And we know what 7 stands for.
Completion.
All right? Hey, they're telling you right now that everything's wrapped up, everything's completed.
Yep.
All right. Hey, your bread and circus is here for you just for a second more, but nevertheless, this is the end. All right. You got it. Yep.
Isaiah 13:16. Their children also should be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their house should be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Right. So this is what America is not expecting to see. They think this just happens in urban communities. All right? How much more when it happens in your suburban communities? When your neighbor Jeff and your neighbor Tom and then Dante, who's down the street, all come to your house. All right? They all come to your house because you're the one that has. All right? Don't think that all your prepping and all your weaponry, hey, is going to save you, because it's not. All right? These things are tools that you may be able to utilize, you may not be. But nevertheless, it's all for the will and power of Yahweh Shemi Awashai, because that day, read it again, in this time,
Said Isaiah 13:16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their house shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
in that time, when you're looking at this, when you have to be a witness and be helpless for the same people that you trusted, for all those amendments that were signed trying to keep Jake down,
Jacob's trouble.
for them devising mischief by law. All right? Esau, Edom. Hey, he's going to get the lower class of you Edomites as well. Why? Because he wants a reset. He understands somewhat of prophecy. He knows that you'll be back. He's not worried about that. All right? But right now they got a job to do. And their job, hey, is try to stop the Lord's doctrine.
Yeah.
Try to stop his will
Try to
and
get
perform their own.
Get their birthright back. They want to live for eternity. They want to be. They. That's the thing. They want to live forever.
Hey, their own artificial intelligence got too smart for them. All right, is now too smart that they cannot outsmart the machine which they have made.
You're so dumb. You smart. That's that word.
You're a smart dummy.
Smart dummy.
All right, you
Smart.
put no limitations on that which you thought you can control. Elon Musk already told you. He said, I fear that we're gonna we have summoned a demon and we opened Pandora's box and we can't put it back in.
You're done.
So how much more if your high scientists are telling you, if you don't want to believe the man of Yahweh Shemi Awashai, starting with our head Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakal, the elders and the bishops, all right, how much more are you not going to believe, hey, a brother out on the highways and byways speaking and preaching and telling the truth as well? If our apostles and elders have been out here 40 plus years, 30 plus years, 20 plus years, 15, 10, however long, but have the 100% truth. Men where you can go back and continuously say, hey, they've been preaching the same thing. How much? But it's not for you ultimately. All right? I gotta drink.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 35. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. 36. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed.
Right, Yahweh Shemi Awashai is about to expose, hey, in Babylon the Great, aka Sodom and Gomorrah, aka Egypt, aka Rome 2.0, here on the shores of America, hey, is about to be decimated and destroyed. All right, for all the abominations and the atrocities, all right, that are committed unto this place and committed in this place. All right, for you to be okay to think that you could just walk around any way that you want. all right, man, woman, or child, that you don't have to answer to anybody, all right, that you get to establish what's righteous and what's lawful, all right. This devil gives you the liberty to sin, all right, and you accept it. Hey, from women coming against men, all right, to your other alternative lifestyle communities, all right, for your unjust for your unjust decrees, all right, and devising mischief. Amen. Judgment. That's the topic. Judgment. Judgment is coming faster and more abundant. You got it.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 37. A sword is upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. And they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed.
Right. Hey, just like not a purse getting snatched, but a setup. All right. All these forms of robbery are happening right now. You have somebody run by and take a purse. Right. They stole your money, took the bag, changing your banking system.
My brother and my sister car just got robbed, and they live in a nice community.
Right. But here it is. Hey, just
showing you.
Just a quick robbery.
Yeah.
All right. This system is robbing. All right, the money system is changing. Hey, and upon that change, hey, you're gonna get robbed of some of your money.
Yeah.
All right, you're like a woman with no defense. You don't have anybody. All right, it's not just one assailant. It's 3,500 of them. All right, 12 of them, 10 of them, 2 of them. It doesn't matter. This devil has everything that he needs by his law to do all that he wants to perform. You see him keep on testing and putting up that big, beautiful bill. He puts the rights of what you people want in that big, beautiful bill. All right? Everything that you so-called want, whether it be from firearms, hey, to better health care. It's all in the big, beautiful bill. And it's every agenda that they want to accomplish wrapped up into one. Fed to you, say, here you go. If you want it, approve it. Approve all of it. All right? And a lot of you jakes are going to fall for it. All right?
He said, woe to those who run down to Egypt for help. So you believe in this system. You believe on your Pippin, John 8:44, man. You're getting bamboozled.
It's going to be a bad case.
They think they're in good hands like Allstate. You trust in Allstate. You don't trust in Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Verse 30, Jeremiah 50 and 38. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols.
Right. All y'all idol something. You follow after something. Something. Whether it be self, whether it be Buddha, be Krishna, be Jeebus, all right? Hey, be the air, birds, winds, and skies. You follow after everything but that which is lawful to follow after. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds. You believe on this land. You believe on the trinkets that it is given you. Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, he told you in your captivity you will serve wood and stone. But yet you don't believe it. All right? Most of you so-called Christians worshiping that cross. That's made out of wood.
Yep. Muslims, the stone.
All right? The Muslims walk around that vajayjay stone. All right? Going back to woman worship. All right? Hey, you continue to follow after the things that are most detrimental to you. And Jake clings on even more. All right? Because you have that Stockholm syndrome. You envy the oppressor and you love those who oppress you.
And you love taking the Lord's name in vain. Because you rather choose to praise all that wicked shit instead of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
All All right. That was it, right? We got a garage stock, yes.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
Right. Hey, here it is. Y'all thought 9/11, right, was something. It's nothing. All right. Hey, if you know about 9/11. All right. If you've seen enough videos and logic works with you, you can figure out who exactly and where exactly that attack came from. All right. More than likely. Yeah. Excuse me.
Because nobody said that they seen, anything flying in the air. So they just heard the thing. So, but that, is what it's pretty much being called for now.
Yep.
Another event that was like that. And it's not being called, more than likely it's not going to be called from these other countries. It's going to be, from right here.
Right.
And by who? By the powers that be. Because that then will give them authority and a reason, to go and start this third world.
Yeah.
To go and retaliate, as they like to call it. Because all the times that they was blowing up Gaza Strip and all these attacks on Iran, those were supposedly justified retaliation attacks.
Sudan and everything.
And then they get hit one time, it's outright, it's not.
It's the beginning of the third world.
It's not a retaliation. It's a
response.
Right. Yeah. Because they did this, we got to go do that.
No, they did a preventative measure. All right, that's how Israel started it, with the preventative measure. We had to do this because we got wind, we got word that they were close. All right, don't have to have evidence, only got to have a word.
Yeah.
All right, that's the same thing that this devil is going to say that he sets up here. All right, hey, here it is. They're in line for their documentation, got the proper documentation to this point at their as far as their processing, but lo and behold, hey, you're in violation. We're gonna ship you back to where you came from. Not even that, we're gonna ship you to a prison.
Yeah.
All right, here it is. Here it is. Hey, you can imprison somebody who's not from your land. You don't send them back to where they're from. You just send them into prison.
Yeah.
How is that even?
It's that cruel law.
How is that even justified?
Yeah.
How do you get away with that?
That's an unrighteous decree.
Right, it's an unrighteous decree. You're throwing these people in prison or a land that they're not even from. Because why? You made a backdoor deal. You said, hey, I'm gonna provide you with the laborers. All right? This goes to, the devil continues to show how unjust you are. Or Salaki, Yahweh Shem Yahushai continues to show how unjust this devil is. All right? This is exactly why these other countries are starting to notice and see that you have never really been for them. Every lie that you told and every lie that you sowed was only in the betterment of you. It was never to bring it to a full head. It was only that you remain in power. And now these people are saying, seeing even in one world order, that there's still a hierarchy in that world order. All right, there's still that hierarchy always has to be there, but that he's still going to set himself up as the Most High. That's what these other nations are not vibing with. All right,
They want to be next.
right? They want to be next. They don't want DJ Trump at the head of all of the one world government. All right, that's the infighting. All right, amongst these nations.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the one? All right, and as the super elite have it right now, and they have it where China's looking to be the marker. All right,
Psalms 2, in verse 1, it says, "Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? Kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together, saying, Yahweh, and against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us."
Right. Said, let us do away with it. Let us do away with everything it is that they are trying to set us up for. All right. We don't want Israel to lead. All right. That we don't want. Let me say this better. We don't want the children of Israel. All right. The Israelites to lead. Let us cut them off. All right. Let us devise a plan to make them go against their power.
Keep them disconnected, from Yahweh Hashem Shai.
God.
Because you get them to go off, then you can't have them, pretty much take over.
God.
Because the Lord's not dealing with an unrighteous nation.
Right. Yahweh Shem Shai requires righteousness in his nation. That's why he said, "Be ye holy as I am holy." All right. Yahweh Shem Shai, hey, he doesn't give leeway to imperfection.
Right.
He is a perfectionist.
Yeah. So these other nations, they fighting over who's going to take the power seat up, knowing that Yahweh Shem Shai, he places, who he deems rightfully so in the top position.
Right.
And according to prophecy, after Babylon the Great goes down, America's going, or not America, so Israel, Yasharallah is going to be that power seat.
Right.
And that's going to be an eternal rulership for eternity.
Right. That's when he takes, those 12,000 from each tribe, making up the governing body of the nation of Israel.
Yeah, but these other nations don't believe that's.
We don't give a fuck if you don't believe or not. It's not for you other nations. All right? If you are of another nation and you don't feel like your spirit goes back to the God of the Bible, the true God, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, if this word isn't resonating with you, scroll the fuck on. It is not for you. All right? Or sit here and continue to get judgment.
Because it's for you still.
All right?
Yeah.
Only thing that is for you is to follow the directions and to obey that which the Most High has conducted and permitted for every nation. If you want to do something, all right? All nations should listen and see, okay, since you want to listen, let's listen and see what's the judgment of my nation. All right? But if your father's line does not go back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian, as well as a speckled bird whose father's line goes back to those bywords, you are not of the children of Israel. You do not have an opportunity at salvation. All right? You have more on that?
No, I was just going to read it. That was it.
Okay. All right. Well, Isaiah 5:6. Oh, I'm sorry. Zechariah. My finger's still there. Zechariah 14. Yeah, my finger's still there. Yeah, start at 1.
Zechariah 14:1, it says, "Behold, the day of Yahweh Shem Shai cometh, and they spoils shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residents of the people shall and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city."
Right. Here it is, Yahweh Shem Shai has did this in times past to the nation of Israel. All right? From the bringing down and taking down the nation of Israel. All right? To us have to be taken down again by Yahweh Shem Shai in this final time in Jacob's trouble. He said those things that were once required times past are still required now. So now this is going to be the complete decimation of the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hey, is going to start judgment in his house first, cleaning up the nation of Israel. By his fishermen turned hunters, by the Allahayim. All right?
Gonna have Esau take out
Hey, he's going to have Esau. Matter of fact, get somebody to go ahead and
I mean, 13. Or no?
no, you go to Revelation.
Oh, 12 and 12.
But that's one out.
Oh, okay. It's Revelations 12 and 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
Right, this devil knows he has a short time. So he's amping up he's amping up everything to make his best play. He's gearing up his weapons, his weaponry. All right, he's stocking his ammo. Hey, he's having the print press. Hey, print the fake news. All right, or real news. He's giving you something to stir up your mind. Here it is. Anytime we go to war, what do you typically start to see on TV? You start to see these war movies.
Yep.
You start to see America thriving and being great and brought back strong. All right, here it is. You're going to see what is going to be.
Olympics
Saving
is
Private
coming.
Orion.
Oh, Independence coming out again. They want to drop another Independence Day.
No, this is what they're going to see, though, before you get to that so-called Independence Day. All right? Hey, that means we're going to war. That means that draft is going to be issued. I hope y'all didn't forget about the draft. All right? Men and women. All right? Here it is. You have the ability, the opportunity. All right? You have the opportunity for what? For this draft, hey, to take your sons and daughters. Okay? This is coming. It's not who's gonna fight the war? How are they gonna make this attrition? All right? That's why you see those lobster and steak dinners going out. Okay?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like your last hoorah meal right there, that big ass lobster steroid. You know?
Hey, you have no time. No time. All right?
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 12. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. For the Lord hath both devised and done that, which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. Verse 13. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, in the measure of thy covetousness.
Yeah, who dwells upon many waters? Who has more embassies across the world than any other nation? We'll wait. Oh, did you say America, the great? Babylon, the whore? Sodom and Gomorrah, Rome 2.0? This is the devil that has his infrastructure spread all over the world.
He has 187 embassies.
And each of those embassies are counted as what? American land. How many bases does this devil have? On islands, floating islands. All right? Hey, China didn't do nothing but, said, okay, we got technology. We're going to go ahead and develop a whole strip land over here within our borders, within our water, and some outside of our waters. All right? The stage is being set. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hey, is giving this devil the desires of his heart. Because now Yahweh Shem Yahushai is getting ready to do away with him. But it's that climax of the movie. You got to read that again from the top for me.
Jeremiah 51, verse 12. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for the Lord hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
Right. So know that this is spoke against you, not only in times past, but in this day, in this time. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai always made it known. All right. From the walls of Jericho. All right. He told you. All right. He gave examples of his power. These other nations didn't believe, and one day, Israel, you stop believing. But he wants you to believe yet again, so he's going to show you miracles. He's going to show you, he's going to show you tears. He wants you to remember who he is and what his name is. He wants you to remember what you are to stand for. And when you don't stand for me, as an Israelite man, woman, or child, this is what's going to happen to you. Keep my fear and my love, because it is one and the same. If you don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you surely can't love him.
All right, this is Jeremiah 51:14. The Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. 15. He hath made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding.
Right. This is Yahweh Shem Yahushai, who has done all this. He has orchestrated everything that you see. And everything that's come into play is by his will. Though it tarry, wait for it. All right? Because it surely shall not tarry. You've been able to say, man, the prophet's been saying that, Apostle Tahar been saying that 40 plus years, 40 years, 37 years. That script has been coming out this long and ain't nothing happened. Yeah, this was said a couple of years ago from those men, but ain't nothing happened. It's happening now. Prophecy is to tell before.
I think they thought it was, what's that one book, Boy Cry Wolf? They thought we were crying, bluffing. That's what they thought.
Right.
They thought it was a bluff.
You thought it was a bluff.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Yeah.
Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he don't have to bluff. This is not Texas Hold'em. All right? There's no bluff necessary. He is making prophecy be fulfilled. If you don't care for Yahweh Shem Yahushai's word, then you got another thing coming. Yeah, you got it.
Back on Zechariah 14, start at the top again. 14:2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the horses rifled, and the women ravished, and half the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai go forth and fight against these nations, as when he fought in the day of battle.
Right. And who is he fighting for? He's fighting for his elect. All right. He's fighting for the chosen of the nation of Israel first and foremost, but the entire nation of Israel. All right. Through his blood, we are all being able to be brought back. Right from his sacrifice. This is where the elect of the nation of Israel are able to bring forth the nation through the blessings of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So it is in him who we trust. Jump over to actually read down one more and then.
Zechariah 14:4. And his feet shall stand in the day unto the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem of the east. And the Mount Olives shall cleave into the midst thereof towards the east, towards the west. And there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azal. Yea, shall flee like as ye fled from between the earthquakes in the days of Azal, king of Judah, Uz,
Sorry. Yeah, you got it right. Sorry.
Azal, king of Judah, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, my power shall come, and all the saints with thee.
Right, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to be the one to deliver us. All right, Yahweh Shai is the deliverer. All right, but as times before, when we had to call on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, at times before, it is only who was ever delivered Israel. All right, it was orchestrated and ordained by who? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, whether it was Moses, a part in the sea, and the miracles performed. That was all through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Through the taking down of Israel was all through the power and the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And to the lifting up of Israel in this time and this day is going to be through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right?
Isaiah 63:1. Who is this coming? Salaki. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dry garments of Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Right. It's Yahweh Shai. All right. Yahweh Shai is coming to wreck shop here on the shores of Babylon the Great.
Fellowship.
All right. Hey, knowing and understanding judgment's going to start in this house first. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. All right. But that his main focus and course of business after taking care of his house, all right, is now to take care of his true enemy. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is no different from when you were supposed to get an ass whooping, right? And your pops came home, took off his clothes, took off his work clothes and stuff like that, got comfortable, and they said, get your ass in that room. You're going to get an ass whooping. You thought I forgot? All right?
You be hoping you did.
You be hoping.
You be play it up, make you think you did. Gotcha.
All right?
Gotcha.
Here it is. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is getting comfortable for your correction. All right? That correction that is coming unto, first and foremost, the nation of Israel, but to Esau, Edom.
Wherefore out the red in the apparel, and the garments like him that treadeth in the wheat wine vat. Wine press. There's wine press.
Okay. Wine vat. So I treadeth in the wine vat. We didn't get from the top, from 2.
Isaiah 63:2. Wherefore art thou red in thou apparel, and the garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat?
Right. Hey, because as the depiction, we always used to talk about the I Love Lucy scene. All right. Hey, it's a historical way to dye the garments. All right. But just like as wine is being stomped out, hey, this is what Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to do to these other nations. All right? When that bleeding of the grape, that's Yahweh Shem Yahushai going to break down these other nations. Okay?
I have treaded the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, the temporal them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I shall stain all my remnant.
Right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to do once again do away with this queendom. Right? He's not going to really need anybody else to do it. All right? He's going to have, hey, the angels are going to show the power and the might of Yahweh Shem Yahushua as well. The fear. All right? He's going to present himself so you can see the way. All right? See destruction and everything come unto you. All right? It is you, Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. All right? This message is for you and no other.
For the day of my vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come.
Right. Hey, vengeance is in his heart, and the day of his redeem is come. Now you're starting to see. Now you are truly starting to see what it is with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now you're starting to see not only everything coming to fruition that you heard of. All right. How is this happening? The transhumanism. Hey, this thing is starting to take place. Hey, they're putting forth together a new money system. Hey, destruction and famine and cancellation, deletions on the rise. All right. Pestilence. Nobody can escape this. Where's all this coming from? It comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. Hey, our punishment is almost at an end.
You can see the punishment on the northern side right now. You know, that's Jacob's trouble. All right, his judgment is going out. All right, his chastisement. It's that cleansing, man.
Right? You see yourself on this sign? Yeah. Where does your father's line go back to?
What?
What does your father's line go back to? So-called Mexican, Puerto Rican, El Salvadorian?
12 tribes.
12 tribes? All right, so you know you're the children of Israel?
Yeah.
All right, the Most High speaks of, hey, he has salvation for his elect of the nation of Israel. All right? It's about repentance. You repent and call on the true name of Yahweh, which means he is, he to be, he exists.
Right.
That is the true name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem in the name, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the true name of the only begotten Son. It's not Jesus Christ, it's not Yahushua, it's Yahweh Shai. All right, which means he saves, he delivers, he is salvation. He is our salvation, the nation of Israel, but it's only for the elect of the nation of Israel. If you do not adhere to his laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, you will be destroyed. All right? Yeah, you can pull it.
This is Proverbs 18:10. It says, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. So that name that the brother was giving you, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is a strong tower. That's the name you're going to need in the times we're about to head into. That's your defense. That's what's going to keep that safety on you, all right? And he said, the righteous runneth into it and safe, you know? So that name is what you're going to need in the times that we're coming into. It's going to be like a time like never before. All right, this devil's going to come with everything he got. Things he created, things he spiced up. You know, but you need a defense in the times that we're heading into. If not, your ass is grass, Mr. Postman, and that's just how it's going to be.
All right, have you heard of the MOTB? All right, the MOTB is this RFID. See him. This is what they want to implant in you. All right. This is what they want to implant in you to be able to buy, sell, and trade. All right. Matter of fact, go ahead and pull it.
It's Revelations 13 and 15. It says, and he hath power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
Right. So this devil has set up, the devil being the counterpart of Satan, all right, who we know as today as the so-called white man, all right? It's him who has the laws. It's him who puts these laws in place so that you have to adhere to follow. If you don't follow these laws, guess what's going to happen? you're reprimanded. Some of them, you get a slap on the hand, right? Some of them, hey, your whole life could be gone. All right? You lose your whole life behind one little thing because he said, don't eat a certain chocolate. I don't know. He said, don't put a certain switch on a firearm. All right? You lose your whole life behind these little ramifications of laws that they deem mischief, or that is mischief that they deem laws. Here it is, it was designed by this man, but because you got a hold of it, it's no longer good for you. No, it was only so I can entrap you. All right? So this is what this devil did with this MOTB, this RFID potato chip, right? They want you to take it. Because when you take it, you are then saying, this man is over my God. This man is over the God of the Bible that chose me and my nations, my brothers, from the head tribe of Judah, the so-called Negro, all the way down to the so-called Mexican. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushua has a love for these 12 tribes, and that's who he loves. That's the John 3:16. All right? No other nation has the ability to say that God loves us, that he did this for us. It is us who he has chosen, not this whole world. All right? So this RFID potato chip is not for you to take, because this is going to be the point. Go ahead and continue.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in the right hand or in their foreheads.
All right. Have you heard of Neuralink? Elon Musk, Neuralink. Okay. So you have Elon Musk with his Neuralink. All right. It's one of those potato chips that they put in your skull.
Yeah.
Therefore sitting behind your forehead. All right? You've been to tattoo shops, obviously, right? When's the last time you've been to a tattoo shop?
And you.
Okay. Now those same artists, tattoo artists, all right, those workers have the ability to do implants. All right? If you look it up, what is it? Sweden.
Yeah.
Hey, what did they have?
2018.
They have they had the ability to go about and give everybody a potato chip in their hand, where it's able to open their car doors, you know, able to pay systems and everything. Here it is. You can go to
Amazon Pay.
Yeah, you could go to Amazon Pay. What is it? Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Pay with the palm of your hand. All right.
Program.
They're getting you geared up for the system.
The mark of the beast.
There we go. That's the MOTB. This is the RFID potato chip that they want you to take. Because here it is, I believe in the middle of July,
Yeah.
the payments system starts switching over.
I mean, the dollar crashed. Done.
So your digital now comes in the digital money. Now it's going to be all about digital. They're going to phase cash out. And why are they creating that universal basic income?
Let me ask you this. What is the whole reason you guys are doing this? Is this for like the day that we die and we have to face the man or
Well, in a way, but we are essentially getting the blood off our own hands because we believe we are those prophets from old. Because reincarnation is real. The Most High has set up his prophets. Matter of fact, go ahead and get that.
Yeah, so we're sending out that warning to our people that you better get right with the Most High before this judgment happens. Now, Yahweh Shai said that some of you may not see death. So there's going to be a deliverance, just like there was in the time of Moses, where people were delivered from Egypt. Now, this is spiritually Egypt. Mizraim in the Bible, which is Egypt, that just goes back to bondage. All right, this place is spiritually what Egypt and Sodom.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
So in Sodom there was a judgment of fire. All right, and there's going to be a judgment of fire here from the outfall of or the outcome of the Third World War. All right, Babylon the Great, aka America, is destined to get destroyed by thermonuclear fire. But the Lord in this book has a promise in his prophecies that he's going to save the remnant of his people, which is the righteous. All right, so those that come and hear his voice, and he's going to speak through the prophets on the highways and byways, and they're going to give you that warning. Now, we don't have the right to say, oh, we're saved, but we're fighting for that salvation. That salvation is going to come through divine intervention, by miracle. All right. but leading up to when those missiles hit America, all right, you're gonna see the economic destruction of America. You're gonna see civil war. You're gonna see a famine and pestilence. All right, just like you had back in 2019. All right, but there's gonna be worse pestilence. People just gonna be dropping dead from it. All right, it says there's gonna be sedition amongst men. All right, so those little LA riots, that's gonna be nothing compared to what's actually gonna come. Because people are not gonna just sit here and let a government take control, tyrannical control, without fighting back. Even Esau, you know, who biblically is the white man, his own people ain't gonna let that happen. So you're gonna have war on all sides, and then you're gonna have the Third World War even adding on top of it.
Yep.
But the only way to get that protection is to get right with the Most High. And He's gonna have, because it says that the angels encompass us round about. So if you're right with the Lord, no harm's gonna come to you. And you could be we're gonna be in the midst of all this chaos and disorder, but us walking in faith and having this truth, that the Lord's gonna guide us out of it. Right? So that's what we're warning the people, whether they hear it or hear it, of this upcoming destruction, and saying if you don't get right with the Lord, hey, the Lord's gonna
I mean, spirituality and all that stuff, like, it's real. You know what I mean? The beast is real. Wickedness is real. When you die, you know, the spirits are flowing in this earth right now. You know what I mean? The ones are resting and the ones are not. I mean, the ones are not obviously in a better place, but the ones that are not resting are in this earth. I believe that earth is hell.
Well, yeah, this is a place of judgment, right? Matter of fact, you holding that right now?
Because of hell that you know, the world kind of knows
Bring that up.
as a place
But
underground
everything in the
burning.
Bible
That ain't real.
said has happened right now.
And happening again.
And we are in the end of times, I believe. And
Yeah.
right now, I believe the beast is loose.
So
And the demons are playing right now because they were not able
this was
to
his
play
time period.
Then now they're loose right now. So there's a lot of wickedness, a lot of evilness, a lot of bullshit.
Right.
In other words, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Go ahead and pull that.
Fucking the whole
This is
gayness
the
and the
blush tip
this
on our
and
here.
that.
Yeah, I
and-
got it.
You know what he's right.
Yeah,
you right.
Just listen to this. It'll
This-
tell you right here.
So bad.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, starting at the top, verse 1. It says, Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, When I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for the watchman, verse 3, If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
So this is what we are set out to do. We are set as watchmen to warn the people. As the brother right here has just said, full reincarnation. And pull the place of judgment, down the place of judgment. It's 3.
It's Ecclesiastes,
Yeah,
In other words, you guys are God's soldiers,
Lord willing.
spreading the word.
And spreading the word. Making sure that you hear the message whether you receive it or not.
Right.
So we have that job to do. Because you perceive to be of the nation of Israel.
And people
Right.
need to know.
And people need to know. And if we don't, the blood is on our hands, right? So if we just let you keep on walking by and didn't call out unto you and ask you these questions, now your blood could be held on our hands, right? So now it is ordained by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai more than ever for us to go and teach and preach to our people, but as well as the other nations who come up to learn their judgment. All right? You got it, Darash.
All right, for the thing with reincarnation, this is Ecclesiastes. It's going to be chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 9. And it says, The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
Right, there's no new thing under the sun that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has already ordained and permitted. He permitted it to be. He permitted it to be here for a reason. All right, that reason is so that he could show his might, his judgment, his power, and his love. All right, this place that's under the sun is the place of judgment. Drop down and go to the place of judgment.
Verse in chapter 7, I think.
No, it was chapter 3, verse 16.
Okay, there we go. Slack. Yeah, I got it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16, and it says, "And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there."
Right. So this place of judgment is what we're in. That's why we go through these fucked up conditions. That's why we have these fucked up people walking around. You see two
Turds.
you see, a certain community walking around kissing and loving and hugging each other. Shit don't bring nothing but disease and death. All right? That's all it does.
Thanksgiving, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because it raped our women and our children. And
Hey man, we don't celebrate none of this shit.
I don't celebrate that shit.
This is the way of the oppressor. This is they glorify their whoredoms. They glorify their demonic wickedness. Every so-called holiday is really a holiday.
Yeah.
It's to put hell on you on that special day. All right?
Glorify it.
And to glorify and to stir up more energy. All right? To rouse up your spirit in wickedness and not in righteousness. So they can do more enchantments, more spells, more demonic energy to feed it back into the world. We're in a state. We are yet. Somebody pull Baruch, as the book of Baruch says. He's going to read it. Baruch chapter 2, chapter 3 and chapter 2. But yet we are left here. We are left here to be subject unto these payments, because the devil, if you ain't got it, who got it? And the world tell you, if you ain't got it, you not a man. Even though this devil has devised schemes and plots against you where you can't go and get it. Where he's got your baby mama, your wife, your mom, and everybody looking at you as if you did something wrong when you have no control of certain situations. He has pinned them against you. That's why the scripture says, hey, a devil shall be in your house. All right? That starts with your woman. All right? This devil is not, he has devised this whole thing so he could win. And he only wins for a time being.
It's Baruch 3 and 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. There has scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be an object to payment according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai our power."
Right, so we are scattered this day because of the curses that are set upon us. It's a curse to be from our brother. It's a curse that, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian man didn't get along. Why? We're all family. All right? I'm supposed to have your best interest in mind. You're supposed to have my best interest in mind. I'm supposed to give my daughter to your sons and your sons, and vice versa.
Yeah. It's like, love thy brother.
Right?
Being your brother's keeper.
We're supposed to help one another, build one another. Why? Because we're of the same nation. But yet they kept us divided because it was part of our curse.
Yeah, that was the curses that cling unto Israel. That's the Lord judging, us as and giving us a chastisement to, recorrect those wrongs.
God.
To make right. And now, like you see, the Northern Kingdom, which are the Latin tribes, they were, seeking out help from Judah during, a couple of weeks back. But Judah got it in their head, they wasn't gonna help them at that time. That's pretty much the curses being played out. But
again, that's the white man again that fucked us all up, because
Right.
the blacks, they had him as slavery. The Mexicans, they had him as savages, and they made us speak not Nahua, but they made us speak fucking Spanish with the Spaniards and shit. That's
Right.
not our name.
But, and
You know what I mean?
that you said that, now that I'll let you go. and finish
But the
it.
white man is the one that fucked everything up.
Yeah, but now that you said that, so think, if he's the one in rule, right, and how much that he did do that, now in this day, in this time, how much more? In the 90s, were there black and brown relations? Nah.
Hell
Nah, I'm old.
Politics are deep. Politics are deep.
Nah, not at all. But in this day, you see a little bit more. Now we can start having dialogue.
Yeah.
Now the dialogue is starting to change. It's like, wait,
brothers.
we're brothers. Everything is starting to line up. This devil did that to you? Yeah, he did. He did that to you? Yeah, he did.
Even in prison now we are more combined with the blacks now. Like before it was war and politics and all this, and now we can play cards with you guys. Now we can play chess with you guys because we're starting to realize that. So
We're oppressed together. We are the same people, and they want to do the same thing. And this is exactly what they fear. This is what this white man fears, is the
Two
waking up,
candlesticks coming into one.
right? And said, boom, now it's making sense. Now it's making sense. Now, the privilege that Esau Edom had set us up with, telling us that we're better than the Mayates, all right? We're better than them, and that what you've been taught by your parents, hey, it doesn't matter. You're better than any other black person. You're better than any other black person. Why? It was culturally taught to you. Why? Because you had opportunity as long as you thought white was right. As long as you did that, and as long as you learned how to play this gringo's game, you were okay.
Yeah.
But don't ever agree with the black man, because he's gonna bring you down like him. He's a savage. We have to paint him as a savage too. Let's take the eyes off of us and put it on them. Now, Yahweh Shem Yahushai saying, look, what you did, that's your damn brother. And now this shit's happening to you. Now you're getting your ass whooped. Now it's stop and frisk for you. Now all this, oh, you want to go cut the lawn? Oh, you want to do cheaper work? No, fuck you. Get out of my country. How so fast this devil has changed.
Yeah.
He's changed his ways. How much longer has the southern kingdom, the so-called Negro, been taking it? But there's a divide in that line that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to preach. He is about to sew up that divide in the line so we can have that real dialogue, and then the end is really gonna come. You got your pre?
Yeah, this is Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 26. It says, behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. 27, a blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your power, which I command you this day. 28, and a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your power, but turn aside out of the way, which I command you this day to go after other gods, which ye have not known.
Right, we followed after those other gods. We followed Egyptology.
Yeah.
We followed Catholicism, all right? We followed Northern Kingdom big in Catholicism,
Yeah.
right? Going back to woman worship, right? These are things that we are finding out that have no value. Yes, Mary has a place. She does. She's the mother of Yahweh Shai, but she's not the Savior. All right, she's highly favored amongst women. All right, amongst women, she's favored. In the eyes of a man, hey, she is the one that brought forth the Lord. She did the job. She did the job that she was made to do.
Breed.
Breed, and that's it. She played her position in well, and she held what a standard of woman should be. Our foremother Sarah, thank you. Be more examples to our sisters and our daughters and our aunts and our nieces. We ask for our women to follow in that example. This is what they don't understand.
The white man fucked everything up. I mean, just look at the presidents. White.
Right, all of them.
They looked at us like weaklings because a man with color was no good.
Right. Hey, because you were cattle. You were property.
Yeah.
You know,
3/5 of a man.
Job 9:24 tells you the world was given to the wicked. You know, so we know that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, evil red, he the devil that the scriptures speak of. Yeah, he fucked everything up because that was his blessing, the fatness of the earth, and the sword too as well. You know.
But this was, it was all for the betterment of our learning, so we could be just judges.
Yeah.
We had to go through this because we already, in a way, think about it. We've already had it. He already gave it to us. We just didn't have any respect for it. So now that respect is needs to be taught, right, throughout
Not
this
educated,
teaching.
that's
Now
right.
you educated and saying, "Oh shit."
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's time to get my shit together.
Yeah.
Right? And essentially, the nation of Israel is getting their shit together for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Those who hear the message, those who have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, they hear the message. They hear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai calling and crying out unto you, my children, Israel, where are you? Right?
When you guys prayed in the ancient language of Hebrew, like 4 or 5 years ago, you guys remember that? Here in Vegas?
Yeah. I mean, there's brothers who pray.
I was in Arizona. My brother was here, and he came from Oregon to pray in the ancient language of Hebrew, because my brother can speak it and all that. But I looked up in the sky, and I was in Arizona. I was working, and my brother said that you guys were praying. I look up in the sky. I'm like, what the hell is that? And the sun was over here, and over here it looked like a mirror, and it was like a big light. And it was blinding me, dog. It was that strong, that powerful. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, everybody at work is like, what the hell? And then we start seeing flying saucers everywhere, boom, boom, all day, all night. And I'm like, dog, nobody's ever seen God, but he says he's the light. God is appearing right now as we speak.
Hey,
I believe.
Those are chariots of the Most High. So those are the angels.
Or maybe the angels.
Right.
We don't know. I don't know.
But scriptures tell us those are the angels.
Yeah.
And then you're saying that the trumpets already sounded.
Yeah, now we're getting to those final trumpets.
We're at the end of time.
Oh, we're definitely at the end of time. All right, but that final trumpet has not yet been blown.
The final one.
All right, you got it, Darash. You got it, pre.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. And it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
See, that's the northern and the southern kingdom, right? So the northern kingdom being the northern kingdom, the head tribe right here, where you see Ephraim right here. All right, that's the head tribe of the northern kingdom. Okay, all the way down to Issachar. All right, the head tribe of Judah. All right, the head tribe of the whole nation is Judah. All right, of the southern kingdom, but the Messiah comes out of Judah. All right, Yahweh Shai, he comes out of the line of Judah. So the northern and the northern and the southern kingdom come together as one stick. That's why we're having better relations. That's why we're able to have dialogue between one another now. All right, and it's all for the betterment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's name and his nation.
It's him bringing or putting us back in remembrance of the ancient way, or history, really, because the Bible is a history book, but it tells the story of our pretty much it's like an autobiography for the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
Goes through the different captivities, and then it shows the future of what's going to come out of this last captivity, because this is the last captivity that we're in. It says the end of times. We're in the end of an age.
Right.
All right. We're at the end of this current world. But it speaks about that meaning of world is an age, a time period. The time period of Esau, Edom's rulership, or the wicked's rulership, is translating into, now righteous kingdom, but everlasting kingdom. See, when we get when we get delivered out of this place, it also comes with power.
Yep.
Or we're going to be replacing the power seat. It's going to go God, Yahweh, underneath Yahweh Shai. All right, under that, King David and the rest of Israel. All right, and we're gonna hold that seat of authority for forever, and that's gonna be because we have the keys to righteousness. Those keys were given to us by the commandments through Moses. Now that was the covenant that we shouldn't go off from, but now we're gonna be performing those laws perfectly in a righteous kingdom, so the world's gonna flourish. And then everybody else is going to be underneath us. Proverbs.
Didn't somebody say that when the last days is gonna be with fire or something like that?
Yep.
Say
Yeah,
something with
it
fire.
is.
Is that nuclear weapons of
Yep.
mass destruction?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That's the fire.
ICBMs.
And all that's in the Bible.
Isn't it say when the eagle fights the lion or something like that?
So think about it.
Something like that. I believe that's United States against Russia or something
There
like
you go.
that.
There you go. Fight the bear.
Yeah, and the nuclear
Yeah.
weapons of mass destruction, fire.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, and that's
Nuclear weapons.
hey, that's the Most High giving you the eyes to see, giving you the ears to hear.
Like the Book of Eli, how it left nothing.
Right. Well, the Book of
Only
Eli, it left something,
Yeah.
but this one is not gonna leave anything. This is not gonna be Terminator, where the opening scene step on a skull. No, that Terminator, there's nothing that is gonna be on the landmass of the shores of America. This place will be completely decimated. It will become a desert inhabitants for unclean creatures. Nothing will be left here. No one will be left
Our
here.
bodies be left here, but our soul keeps living.
Hey, the body are the dust. It'll return to the dust that it once was, right? Only dust matter will be here for a long time,
We'll be ready for our next chapter.
right? And then, hey, Lord willing, we be of the elect. Hey, that we get those new bodies. Some shall wake up out of that sleep that you were talking about, right? That sleep that you were talking about. Those spirits that are at rest, if they be of the Most High, if they be of His elect, those spirits are going to be first on the chariots. Those chariots are what you call the UFOs or UAPs. But this chariot is going to be the fathership, where He comes to deliver His saints, His chosen, His elect. That's who He's coming. The salvation is coming through, by strange means, right? The world deems it strange and weird, but this is our salvation, and the way that the Most High wanted it set up.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. 292. That's what
Yeah. I don't know. It's like I wanted to grab this real quick for this brother. This is 2 Peter 3 and 5. It says, the point is in 7. For this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. This was speaking about the how in the times of Noah, the world was cleansed through water. The Most High put that flood out there to cleanse the wickedness off of the earth. He delivered 8 righteous souls, and Noah was included in that. It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store. And that word, starts with Yahweh Shai, but it's the word of prophecy. The truth that comes out of this Bible. It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So that fire, it is those nuclear weapons.
Yep.
Along with the laser beams from the chariots. It's going to be almost like a World War, or what's that movie?
War of the
War of the Worlds. All right, because the chariot is the vehicle of our salvation, and also for the destruction of this place. The Lord Yahweh Shai is going to come back on a chariot, as it says in Revelation 1. That's 8. 7. Go ahead.
This Revelations 1 and 7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall well because of him. Even so, amen. This is Revelations 1 and 17. 1 and 7.
Yeah. So the clouds said, behold, he cometh with clouds. I was speaking of Yahweh Shai and his angels. All right, now the angels are the drivers of these, what the world knows as an identified flying object. But we know them through the scriptures as the chariots of Israel. That's the Lord's army. Yahweh Shai said he could have called a legion of them, but it just wasn't the time. He had to let prophecy play out in his crucifixion, but to go through his suffering and be that lamb without blemish, that ultimate sacrifice for his people. So we can have this grace and mercy right now be available. Through repentance of him, we could have the opportunity of salvation.
Strangers under salvation.
There's a Wisdom of Solomon 5.
I got a pre.
I just
Might
came
look
right
for
there.
it.
Go ahead.
This is let's see. This is going to be the book of Revelation, chapter 18. It's going to be verse number 17. It says, "For in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off." Verse 18, "and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?"
Yeah, and that smoke that is burning is Babylon the Great.
And that's a future prophecy that's coming to pass.
Those merchants who are speaking about these other nations, they gonna see the smoke from wherever they at. That's how big of a destruction this place is gonna be.
That's a future prophecy that'll soon come.
All sides.
So it said,
Oh, yeah.
from standing afar off, they're gonna be witnesses to the destruction, on this place. Is that was the end of the script?
Let me see.
So let's just say, for example, it just happens right now, and we're going to war right now, just out of the blue. What would you guys do?
Hey, trust in Yahweh Shimmy Al Shai. That's the only thing we can do. It's the only thing we have. That's our plan A, B, C through Z. And then if that fails, we go back again.
Because of the amount.
But it won't fail. It's a lock.
The amount
Would you guys be prepared with ammunition and weapons as mass destruction as well?
The ammunition, any tool that you have,
To fight the white man?
any tool that you have is a tool, right?
Yeah.
We will not do anything of the such because the Lord said, wait till I rise you up to the prey, right? So it's not for us to determine when. It's
But what
when,
about if the military comes out here and tries to kill everybody?
well,
I mean, we're not gonna sit around and be like,
That part.
just take me. If the Lord provides us we believe
as
that
a group that
we
you guys
believe that-
are, will you guys be prepared and ready to go to war?
Our defense is in
See,
Yahweh
we're
Shai.
not gonna go to
But you guys wouldn't be carrying weapons, or you guys go by faith?
our weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Yeah, that's
It's all
right.
Right.
spiritual.
So it's all spiritual.
Okay.
Not to say you can't use a tool if you have a tool.
Yeah.
If I'm in a situation where there's a device right here that I could use and somebody's trying to shoot me, I'm gonna use it. In that time. I'm not gonna stand there and let somebody else take my life by the chest. Like I'm not gonna be a fly on the wall and
You
just
just
allow
go by
things to
faith
happen.
and just get killed?
So,
Hell no.
What
I mean, going first.
So let me
You know what
ask
I
you
mean?
this. Is
Yeah,
the
me
world
fucked up.
is the world logical? Do you fuck the world? Are you logical? You believe in logic?
What do you mean by that?
Do you believe in learning something and what it dictates? So if I taught you how to tie your shoe, right? And you know how to tie your shoe, are you gonna tie your shoe or are you gonna walk with it untied?
I'm gonna tie my goddamn shoe.
Because logic told you, you know how to tie a shoe, tie the fucking shoe, right?
Yeah.
So you can save yourself and don't trip.
Right.
Same thing as the Most High having the ability for you to fend off something if somebody's trying to attack you with something and you being able to maneuver and use that against them. That's what logic dictates. So the Most High doesn't want you to be a sitting duck and just sit there and say, "Oh,
Take my life.
no." He's not expecting you to do that. But what he is expecting you to do is trust in him. if you trust and know and believe that you have the win because the Most High is on your side, whether you have it or not, that is your faith. You see, you might have to be required to die for the faith that you believe in. Is that for you? That's what you have to ask. You can't worry about another man's journey. You have to worry about that which is allotted to you. Now, where you stand, if somebody told you today, you got to take that, the MOTB, or else we're gonna be off with your head.
I'll be like, let's go to war then.
If they already got you.
I'm gonna earn my feathers.
Right. You're gonna say, off with my head.
Yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
that's-
not with my head. I'm going with that.
They already
I'm
got
going
you.
with
They already got you. There's no fight left. You have a choice. You could take it or you could lose your head.
fight. I could lose my head.
That's the spirit you have to be in. And that's all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakadash. Yeah. But that's the same mind frame that you have to be in. Because it is a righteous mindset.
Exodus 15:3, it says, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is a man of war, and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is his name.
Right. So he's a man of war. Not you can. Hey, they talk about the video game, the God of War. This is the God that created all things, everything. But yet, is he a man of war? So throughout this heritage books, there's full of what? Judgments, wars.
Yeah.
He doesn't expect you to be other than what he has made you to be. After him. All right? He said, ye are gods, and you are the children of God.
Psalms 82:6, my favorite.
So if we are the children that belong to him, we already naturally have that instinct to be warriors, because we come from a man of war.
And like David said, the Lord teaches my
God.
hands to war.
Psalms
Right.
144:1.
Yeah, so in those times, hey, we definitely gonna have to, as the
Get
scripture
busy.
say, fight the good
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah,
You know,
get busy.
things is gonna get, because right now we're in a spiritual battle, but it's gonna manifest into the physical.
Yeah, my battery low.
To the physical. You know. Now, the spiritual battle, we are up against demons and unforeseen powers of wickedness. Because Esau, the so-called white man, he throws up enchantments and sorceries and all types of shit that we don't even know.
Yeah, he got his super
Daily.
soldiers and shit. You know, he getting ready.
Right. He has this devil was blessed with the sword.
You got biochemical warfare. Now you got
Smart
everything.
radars, man. See, eraser, the movie, see-through shit.
Now the Lord's gonna, rise us up to that occasion when it's time.
Power,
He
right?
said that vengeance is his. So ultimately, we're just trying to endure to the
My
end.
hands is cracked.
Now whatever path he has our life come across, then we're gonna walk in that in faith. If that has us getting active in the streets, hey, the Lord, we have the faith that the Lord's gonna put the Spirit on us to endure that situation.
Right.
I got a couple things.
Yeah.
This is Acts 14:22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter the kingdom of the Most High.
Right. So all this tribulation, everything that we go through, it is for the betterment and the correction of us that we receive it, so we can live after the way of the Most High.
Yeah, because they try to kill the Apostle Paul, who wrote this. They try to kill the Apostle Paul. They tried to, when they tried to stone him, he was imprisoned, shipwrecked. He went
More
through
than
all
any
these
other
things.
man.
So shipwreck, not necessarily saying like, oh, Esau would, or the powers at that time, Rome,
Right.
put that shipwreck on him, but those were like test things that he just had to go through.
Right.
Didn't they just find another piece of the Bible recently?
I'm sure they're always trying to come out something within these times.
They said that they found another piece of the Bible that nobody's read or.
But the Bible tells us we have everything that's sufficient enough for our salvation.
Y'all
So-
have to look up that, try
Yeah.
to find it.
So if they did find more to the
YouTube.
scriptures, right?
Yeah.
If they did find more to the scriptures, that's cool, fine, and dandy. There's not enough time to authenticate it.
Yeah. So like some of those tribulations might, you know, you might be put in prison. You might be, you know, rounded up by ICE or you know, looked at and be on a wanted sign, you know, because Trump already labeled us doomsday prophets.
Right.
And he said that's pretty much sedition or insurrection.
Right.
You know, us teaching the gospel, which tells like that the word is a hindrance into this man's rulership.
Right.
You know, but all these things we must see, but we gotta have faith to keep on going through it. You know, this is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "There thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier."
Right. So the Most High is saying, hey, don't worry about the cares of this life. He chose you to be the soldier and make it through this battle. Worry about the task at hand. The task at hand for the men of Yahweh Shem Shai is to go out to the highways and byways. Bid your fellow brother and sister unto the marriage, if they have ears to hear and the eyes to see. All right? Give them the word from me. Tell them to repent, have fear, and then I'm coming. All right? This is the first manner and order of business. All right? You get yourself right with me first, and then if you believe upon me and you believe you're a prophet to go out on the highways and byways and I have called you, then go and make sure you're doing your job and do it to the best of your ability. Right? You don't care about the affairs of this life. You look at the things that are necessary to look at to use the world and not abuse it. Get what it is that you need, but make sure you truly get what you need and not just what you want. People have their priorities fucked up between your wants and your needs.
Well, Jake do for sure.
All right? What you need is this word. What you need is to receive grace and mercy from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Coming to know who you are and whose you are and how to serve the Lord with fear and trembling. That's what you need. What you want, is everything under the sun. You want a new house, you want a new car, you want new clothes, you want new hopes.
It's the lust of the eyes.
All right? It's the lust of the eyes. These are wants of yours. You need salvation. The only way that we're going to get salvation is through Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai.
I got a precept.
All right?
1 Corinthians 7:31, it says, "And they that use this world not abuse it, for the fashion of this world passes away."
Right. The fashions of this world will pass away. All right? He has us here only for this time period, for this moment. All right? In this low estate, to make sure when we understand and when he has his only begotten son return to come and deliver his elect, to make sure that you understand this is why you got that ass whooped and how much better it's going to be now that you respect it. All right? You didn't like your ass whooping when you were getting your ass whooped by your mother, your father, your aunt, or your uncle. Anybody who say that they like their ass whooping, oh man, no, at that time you a motherfucking liar. All right?
Just getting your ass kicked
Just in general. But when you grew up, you said, man, I remember one time I got my ass whooped so bad, right? But you learned the lesson, because you can now put that ass whooping to lessons that you have learned in your adult life. That's why I didn't do that, because I got that ass whooping that time. I talked to my mom crazy, and I had to think about that before I talked to the judge crazy. All right? That ass whooping allowed me to reflect the hell that I was going to receive.
Just like medicine.
Right. Like medicine. May not be good going down, but at the end of it, you're all better, right? At least it's supposed to be. We're not talking about Esau's medicine. We're talking about real medicine. That medicine being the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? This is the medicine that we need. He is the physician that have given the prescription. The prescription was the ass whooping. All right?
So like when John the Revelator got the prophecies,
Yep.
you know, it was bitter and sweet.
Yep.
You know?
I respect what you guys do, man. Like I said, there's people practicing witchcraft and spreading the magic of evilness to people, and you guys over here spreading the good, you know, of the higher power and the good faith of what's good, and trying to spread that. And to me, it's like scientific teaching, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But educating at the same time.
Well, the Most High said,
I respect all that, you know what I mean?
hey, all praises, all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
A lot of everything, homie. Like I couldn't do it. I mean,
Yeah, the Most High says a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
Yeah. In order to be a God, you got to understand wickedness and righteousness.
Right? And you said you can't do it, but nevertheless, you're doing it. Because you're here in congregation and church and witness. This is so that you may have the opportunity to receive salvation. Say, you know what? Something sparked in my mind that day that I listened to those brothers out there. Right? Now I see more of this devil's play. Now I know not to take this MOTB. I'm searching for the true name of the Most High and His only begotten Son, which is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, the Holy Spirit could be added unto you at this very moment. Know that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is all. We're only mouthpieces. All right. As you go throughout your day now, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is either going to mark you for salvation, or He's going to mark you for destruction.
you guys have a lot of chapters, huh? Like all over through the United States.
Huh?
You guys have a lot of chapters through all the United States.
It's worldwide. Israel scattered as the sand of the sea, but it's the 100% doctrine you have to look for coming out of GMS.
You guys know people from Oregon?
There's brothers in Oregon. There are brothers in
You guys
Oregon.
know any of them out there?
No,
No?
can't say that I do. Not right off back.
Not personally.
Right? Not personally. All right,
You guys do gather and some of them travel and stuff, right?
yeah, some brothers travel.
You guys march and stuff with swords?
No, that's not us.
No?
No, that's not us.
What is that?
That is IUI can't see. Or
It's like in something, it starts with an N, and they wear like a bandana with letters, and they carry swords. And because it believes that you guys have it the same way, like
Some,
no tribes.
so there's other Israelite camps, right? But they don't all agree on certain things. You know, we prophesy of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Some camps still call on Jesus Christ. Some call on other names. All right, they don't.
But they
all
talk
agree.
like you guys.
But it's not 100% truth.
And they haven't bandana. It starts with an N. I think.
Yeah, it's HOI.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
so
And
it's,
they have like a star.
Yep. HOI. Yeah.
yeah, that's HO.
So what's the difference between them and you guys?
So they don't believe in the MOTB. They don't believe that this is the end time prophecy. That's one.
They don't believe in that.
They don't believe in that. You see, the Most High has set up prophets. He set up prophets as men who have been here since the beginning to give you the right doctrine. But there's also false prophets out there. Right? Because remember, the Lord is a balance. So there's good prophets, and there's on the right hand side, and there's prophets on the left hand side.
So you guys are not enemies, right?
We are of the same nation. We are not in accordance and agreement with each other. So we hate those that hate the Most High. Matter of fact, somebody pull that scripture. Let's just go ahead and get it.
I was going to pull this right here. This is Matthew 24 and 24.
Psalms.
It says, "For there shall arise false Mashiachs, as in false Christs, and false prophets, and shall show signs of wonders, insomuch that if it was possible that they should deceive the very elect." So there are false, like said, Israelite groups out there, because some of them do call themselves Black Hebrew Israelites. We're not Black Hebrew Israelites, we're Hebrew Israelites, right? IUIKC still call on Jesus Christ. World even we call Jesus, right? We call on Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shem Shai, right? So that there will be false prophets like there were in old times when they crucify Yahweh Shai. Them same niggas is here today. So everyone's coming back into their lot of who they were in past times. Reincarnation.
All right, free.
Yeah, you got it.
Romans 14:5. It says, one man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. So, and that was the main point I wanted to get to, was that let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. It's ultimately up to you to make sure and do the diligence that, hey, we have the truth here. All right? Because there is other camps that, but they don't have the 100% truth of the Bible, you know, which we boldly stand by. We have the correct breakdowns of prophecy, and we know exactly what you know, in end time prophecy, how and what is going to go down.
Because you guys are teaching almost the same way as they are. Like
Yeah.
you guys are, you know what I mean? Like
Well, and that's
same
because
face,
they came from
same dude. You
they
know what I
came
mean?
from the same place.
person.
Right.
You know, which you know,
Came
it
out
goes
of the
back to
one.
one West Israelites. You know, and then certain groups broke off and you know, created different camps and then
Some of the
evolved
group,
into what we got today. But they didn't get, you know, they don't teach the correct doctrine.
some of the groups took a 5013C to make it a business. And they made it a business, and it's no longer the word of the Most High.
So they made his house of merchandise.
So they can say certain things, they can't say all things. We talk all.
That makes more sense.
It goes
and
in the
that's the
scriptures.
HI something, right?
Yeah,
Because
HI.
they're like a business
Yeah.
in a way. Because I've heard of them like saying, hey, if you come out here, we will set you up with the house and la la
Right.
la, and they
Those
have
are all
money
businesses.
in their own bank and.
But we're
so-
about our Father's business. Don't get it twisted, right? So we are still doing the Father's business, but we're not doing it as in worldly, as them trying to make $1 and making his house of merchandise.
Because
you know what I mean?
there is no 5013C in Great Millstone nor Men of Valor having any 5013C to receive exchange of merchandise or money.
And so we don't have
For the
no
betterment
contract over us
of the
telling us what we
contract.
can and
I was
can't
leaning
say.
on this tree, man, and I feel, look at those ants.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm all fucking itching everywhere, and I'm like, nah, that's why.
But yeah, like these churches, like you said, the 501c3, you know, they took the bag, and the Most High, He gave us this word for free.
Yeah.
And you know, like these other camps, they use this word they add or take away from the word. I think it's Revelations chapter 22.
Selling precepts,
Yeah, here it is.
$49.99.
They,
Get your package.
They're
Mom,
making
get your package.
the fact that they're making merchandise out of the Lord's word,
Yeah.
and that they are deceiving Israelites continuously.
That's a
And
lot of
saying
blood
you have to
over
buy this,
there.
you have to buy this word, or you have to go to him and listen to how it's teach, because he's teaching that everybody can make it. That Israel was done away with. That you don't have the ability to serve God alone.
What do you guys think about churches?
Yeah.
Churches are harlot houses.
Yeah.
Yep. And
What'd you say?
Harlot houses.
Haunted houses?
Harlots.
Hoes.
Harlot hoes.
Yeah.
Full of hoes, scams.
Scallywags.
That's what I think.
Pimps.
That's
Pimps.
what I think. That's
You
what I
know?
think. I think it's all Satanism.
This
in
is
there.
this is the
That's
church right
that's
here.
exactly
That's
what
what
it
I
is.
think.
Yeah, we're
I
having
think they're
church
full
right
of
now.
hypocrites and lies and a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
and they got most of the world. They got most of the world's minds warped.
That's
Right.
why I don't go to them places.
That's that
I have it
5013C
open
though.
here.
You have that 5013C, you have to live by the way and teach what they want you to teach.
And it's all the same.
You have to teach that prosperity feel good doctrine for a minute,
Joel
right?
Osteen.
You can have anything and have everything, just bow to your certain rulers that are over you. Keep the way of the laws of the land and avoid the laws of God. This is what the church really promotes, right? Because how can you go to church and do as you will, that Aleister Crowley, Anton Dubé spirit, right? When the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob tells you, hey, follow after me in my ways. I will give you the laws, statutes, and commandments, the way to walk, the way to talk, the way to carry yourself, how to be a better man, be a better woman, be a better husband, be a better wife, be a better son, be a better fucking human being. If he has done this for the nation of Israel first and foremost, how much does he want everybody to be in order if he commands and demands a nation to set everybody in order as he has set forth? He's not a God that makes mistakes. That's Jesus Christ. He makes all the mistakes. Yahweh Shai, through the will of Yahweh, makes no mistakes. Our testimony is 100% true. Whether anybody cares to hear it or forbear it, doesn't matter to us. We're still standing and doing our Father's
I
work.
like that. That's kind of gangster.
We stand on business.
You know what I mean? Our shit is 100% true. We ain't with that bullshit. I like that.
You got it, Darash.
I'm
So
gonna
sick.
hear one more from you guys, man, and it's been an honor.
Hey,
This
all
is
praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. It's Him. It's Him. Let the honor be to Him. All right? Anytime you pray, face towards the east. And call on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Because the
Towards
servant
the
ain't,
east.
yeah,
Towards the east.
servant ain't greater than his master.
Sunrise?
Right? May the sun rise in you through the will and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. May He quicken you with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because you got something in there. Now, just allow Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to pull it out. We're out here every Sunday, Lord willing, 11 o'clock at the latest. Our times are kind of off right now, but Lord willing, hey, that's
This
gonna
is
get
it,
together
right?
real soon,
Yeah.
right?
Damn.
But hey, this isn't meant to be a popularity contest. This is not. Everybody's not gonna. That bitch is over there laughing. We heard her from all the way over there because she's living her fucking best life. All right. But Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is about to turn that shit right side up,
Quick.
quick.
Yeah.
All these people are about to fucking get it.
Yeah, they don't even know it.
You got it, Darash.
This is Revelation chapter 22, verse 19, or verse 18, and it says, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book."
Right, and this is exactly what those devils have done. Hey, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, these other nations who are one in accord to hold us down. You see, all these other people, you can go around, you go anywhere around the world, they know who we are. They know who we are. But you don't know who we are. You weren't taught that. I didn't know who I was. They didn't know who they were. But here it is. People of other nations telling you, yeah, you're the children of Israel. Y'all didn't know that? Huh. Oh shit. They're sitting there dumbfounded, laughing.
What about if a white man tries to come up here?
He can come up here because he could be a speckled bird. He could look like the other nations. Because let me ask you this, in captivity, did the so-called black man stop fucking?
No.
Did the so-called Mexican man stop fucking?
No.
He started fucking they women,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because they wanted what he had.
Want that blowout.
So Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai made him what? Of your father's line. You are what your father is.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18.
Yep. It is sent by the seed of your father. So as that seed went throughout whatever country they were in and started having babies, they just look like a so-called white man. That's why the Most High says, try the spirit by the spirit.
So in all reality is what they have inside it in the blood.
Yes, it's about your blood.
Always goes down back to the blood.
It's about where the blood came from.
That's right.
It's about your blood. Doesn't matter your appearance. What is your blood? Where does your blood lie? And our blood lies in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. He shed his blood for us so that we may have his blood. When the
Yeah.
blood got sprinkled on the book, back in Exodus, and it got sprinkled on the people, we are therefore entered that blood oath and that blood contract with the Most High and his only
And
begotten
Jesus
Son.
wasn't white either.
I'm sorry?
Jesus was not white.
Yeah,
No,
Yahweh Shai.
he was not.
Or was shy or whatever.
Yeah, I was shy.
He was a black man.
Yeah, he was a so-called black
Or
man.
bronze or whatever.
Right, very dark,
Yeah.
very dark.
Same with King Solomon.
Yep. Yeah, very dark. And King Solomon, if you can receive it through reincarnation, pre-incarnation, all right, before.
But the white man put an image of white.
Yep.
That's not true.
Hey, he was Yahweh Shai.
Same with the Virgin Mary.
Yep.
She was a black woman.
Yeah,
That-
even in the Vatican, the Pope, in one of his back rooms, he has a depiction of the Virgin Mary, but she's looks like a so-called black woman. So they even know that, but they'll portray it to the masses as, she's white.
Right.
It's that covering up the judges there are. Job 9 and 24.
Because imagine this. Imagine had you grown up knowing that I was your so-called brother. That we're the same nation. What would that have changed for you? You would have had more opportunities, so would I. Right? Now we could work together.
Build.
And we can build, but now they have told us that we're divided. We can't build anything. Why? Because we're divided. You don't mess with them. It's not coincidence that most Latinos don't do business with blacks. That is all set up by
Now
the
they
Most
do.
High. But now they do.
Yeah.
Now they do.
Now
Now they're starting to see.
Tijuana is a whole community of blacks.
Right. All this stuff Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is now making, right? Only so we can, start to enjoy and start to learn this is what we're coming into. We're coming into knowing that you're my brother. Your daughter or your sister,
Coming into the
right,
kingdom.
can be my son's wife. And vice versa. My daughter, my sister could be your wife.
And you guys have the oldest blood. You guys are the original ones, right? We
Lord
come
willing,
second.
Lord willing that we are the
Lord-
first fruit.
Yeah.
Because you guys are more sensitive to like evil spirits and shit like that.
Well,
because you
the
guys
southern-
have the blood of Christ.
The Southern Kingdom, right?
Or whatever, whatever. However you guys say it.
Yeah, it's Yahweh Shai.
How you say it?
Yahweh Shai.
Shaha.
Yahweh Shai.
Yah,
Yah.
Hawa,
Hawa.
Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai. Yep. So the Southern Kingdom, right? The head tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. That would be considered the Southern Kingdom, right? So they're the ones who receive the blunt of the curses first, right? Starting with the head tribe Judah. It just came a little less for every other tribe underneath, just a little bit less, but nevertheless still receiving that same help,
Yeah.
right?
We all
So
live in
where
that.
the black woman is bald-headed, have no hair, the so-called Mexican woman still has her hair and is long and most of the time is long and thick, right? Well, in the scriptures it says the glory of a woman is her hair. So if the head tribe of Judah, the so-called Negro woman, has no hair, where's her glory? This is just an example, right? That's why you got a bunch of nappy-headed hoes running around with no hair.
Wigs and shit.
Wigs, wearing wigs and everything.
Hoeing down Tropicana and
But that's
The
true.
majority of them is the so-called black ones.
Yeah, the majority of them are the so-called black ones. The
You
so-called,
see a couple snowbunnies.
yeah, yeah. And what you see down here, as you see these other tribes too, these women right here who don't have their man, the so-called Latino women, she's now losing her man, but she still had a man to go to work for her. She still had a man that protected her for a long time. In comparison, right? It is part of the culture upbringing. They still had it, but not them. They lost a lot of husbands, a lot of sons.
Well, they set the standard, also the standard of wickedness,
Yep.
Yeah.
too.
So what you guys do? Record all this and put it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube right now.
Wow.
We're live,
Oh, that's dope.
you know? But they did set the standard. So Judah set the standard, so they had to receive the blunt of the curses. Why? Because they're the head tribe.
Yeah, try.
It's not
Shit.
it's like the big brother, right? Big brother gets his ass whipped
But
first.
in the same aspect, on the on the right hand side, Judah is setting the standard of righteousness.
Yep.
Well, I respect what you guys do, man, and everything like that. It was a pleasure. My name is Azteca.
That's it, man.
Pleasure. My real name is
Praises to
Edgar.
you. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
And I'll probably see you guys next Sunday or something.
Hey, Lord willing, Lord
Not
willing.
For a little bit, but I'll be.
All right, Lord willing. All right. Anybody have something?
I was gonna
Just
finish.
pull what you have.
Respect what you guys do.
Hey, all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Well, you look at that, Darash. Go ahead and pull what you got.
I left off from Revelation chapter 22,
Yeah, we can finish right here.
going now on verse 19, and it says, "And if a man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book."
You got it.
So, you know, as I said before, if you add unto this word, the plagues will be added unto you, and if you take away from this book, you know, your name will be, you know, taken out of the book of life. Man, you'll be rejected by the Most High. Okay, what's in this book as is all you need. You don't need to add unto it. You don't need to take away from it. You're not supposed to make this word, you know, benefit your own personal needs or wants.
Self-gain.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. And
This
that's
book,
exactly-
this book as is, Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai gave you all that you need.
All right. Hey, it's enough.
It's sufficient for salvation.
Yep.
I got Revelations 22:7. I'm going to read it. Revelations 22:7. "Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book."
Go ahead.
You know, everything that's going on, you know, scriptures is speaking loudly. The prophecy is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Having that name is what you need in the times that we in. Because everything is coming to play. And it's like, hey, is it kingdom? Hey, is it this time? Yo, oh yeah, for sure. It is this time Yahweh Shem Yahushai is coming. When Yahweh give that go to Yahweh Shai, because what? The Charagma's here. Alright? Wars is here. Alright? That pestilence is here. Okay?
Those sayings, you know, that keep those sayings, you know, keep the instruction that's coming from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I gotta, this is John 17:17. It says, "Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. It says, as thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. And for their sakes I sanctified myself, that they might also be sanctified through the truth." You know, that's, you know, the 100% truth of the scriptures. And Yahweh Shai has sent us, you know, to be cleansed. That's the true baptism. That's what, you know, gives us access, you know, to the Father, that mediator. All right, and Yahweh Shai was praying for his elect there. All right, he sent this gospel out into the world so the elect may receive it and have a chance at and gain salvation.
Start at 67. And read down to 72.
This is Psalm 78:67. It says, "Moreover, he refused the tabernacle of Joseph, and chose not the tribe of Ephraim, but chose the tribe of Judah, the Mount Zion which he loved."
Right. So Yahweh Shem Yahushai, made a decision who would be on the top. All right. But yet, go ahead.
"And he built his sanctuary like high places, like the earth which hath established forever, and chose David also his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds."
Right. And David was a part of Judah. All right. So as King David is the head, all right, of the nations on earth under Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
"From following the Eve's great, the young who brought him to feed Jacob his people, and Israel his inheritance."
Right. And Israel is where his inheritance lies. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai has set up Jacob. All right. Starting with the head tribe of Judah all the way down to the tribe of Israel to receive a sound doctrine, to receive wisdom and knowledge and understanding. All right. That was it. No, that was 71. All right. But hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is making this day speed up even faster. Last week we were talking about how much closer it's getting. Hey, this basically just took off.
Speeded up time.
You could say this took off in like damn near 5 years in somebody's mind.
Shit,
All right.
that fast.
Somebody
That
was
quick.
like, you know, people might say, oh yeah, we'll go to war, but we're not gonna go right now.
Shit, not
Shit.
Trump.
Trump said 2 weeks. It turned out to be more like 2 hours.
Huh. Hey, that was showing that pride right there. You fucking went the wrong one. Ah! And then,
You know, making it seem like the MOTB might come along.
Right.
You know, the MOTB might, you know, for sure be here by the end of the year.
Right.
oh yeah.
Hey, all praises to
All
Yahweh
praises.
Hashem
That's
Yahushua.
just a, you know, speaking as a man,
Right, but we see it.
seeing these observations, but for my speculation and calculations.
Alright. But nevertheless, hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is searching for his elect, and the doors of mercy are still open until it's closed. Right? We know not the time of the day of the Lord or when he closes those mercy doors. But when it happens, hey, no, then you're up Shit's Creek without a paddle. All right. With that, we're gonna go ahead and face the east. And we're gonna give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children that's learning, to the Maya Shadabah down the house of David. To the next time, it's men of valor saying Shalom.
Kom Yasharallah wa Abad Baba. Shalom.